by Nissan. You see the images, the crowd not leaving here in Tampa Bay as the UConn Huskies win the national championship, their first since 2016, their 12th in program history. This is not a drill, folks. Another banner is coming to Gamble. And we officially say hello. We're going to take you through the next 30 minutes. We will be joined by some of those UConn luminaries just to unpack what we just saw. Elle Duncan alongside our former Lady Vol and Andrea Carter and our Stanford Hall of Famer and Chiney Ogwumike. They call us the Big Three. You could also call us the Big Shocked. It's like we told you pregame that rematch from February where we watched UConn go into Colonial Life and beat South Carolina for the first time in 3 years at home and smacked them 29 points. And we said, it won't be like that today. We were sort of right. It was only a 23-point win, but just complete and total domination by this UConn team.
In every facet of the game. I mean, the game started out great, right? Both teams clicking on all cylinders. The difference is UConn kept it rolling for a full 40 minutes. When you talk about offensive connection and fluidity and the way they were finding each other, and then defensively, the way UConn executed their game plan on the defensive end and made a talented South Carolina team with a lot of depth struggle for most of the game. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And how UConn won this game, we will not be able to say enough about it.
UConn checked all the boxes required to win a championship game on both ends. But we all know this is the moment to celebrate Paige Bueckers. Full circle. That's what her career has been. Started off as a National Player of the Year as a freshman, got hit by injuries and adversity, and you can see how she responded has galvanized her teammates. You guys, in this championship game, there were two plays, to me, that summed up her legacy. It's these two right here. Now, she didn't play perfect, but this game was poetic for her. Look at the fight. She's holding onto the ball, sandwiched by players, and forces a foul. Her shot didn't go down there, but next it did. So she attacks the basket, receiving a pass, and one son. And this right here is what Paige is going to be known for. She's been known to make her teammates better, but in this moment, she was lifted up by Sarah Strong. She was lifted up by Azzi Fudd. It was full circle.
I was going to say, you say that. Paige did struggle shooting, but as the primary defender, held the Gamecocks 1 for 8, 1 turnover. She can do it all.
And you know what it is, as we watched Paige throughout the entire game, right? She's struggling to shoot. She's struggling to find the basket. Her demeanor never changed.
Yep.
And so think about it. When your leader stays poised and calm and confident the entire time, it allows you to just be yourself. Paige being herself, whether she's scoring or not, allows the rest of her very talented teammates, Sarah Strong, Azzi Fudd, KK Arnold, Caitlin Chen, to be themselves. She never changes. Whether she's having success or not having success, she stays the same.
And speaking of personalities, I think that's a perfect segue to Sarah Strong because she is cool, calm, and collected. You would never know that this was her first national championship game. 24 points, 15 rebounds, efficient from the floor. You guys, watching the end of the game, I was like, you know what? This might be one of the best runs I've ever seen by a freshman. And by the end, it actually was the most ever points we've seen scored by a freshman. Y'all, she had 4 double-doubles in the tournament. She had 4 20-plus point games. Teach me your ways.
24 points and 15 rebounds.
Yeah.
Sarah Strong, at times, there'd be 4 people in one area, and the highest one, the one that jumped the highest, extended her arms the longest, was Sarah Strong. The poise, the confidence. She comes from a basketball family.
She does.
But it's still surprising the way that Sarah Strong came and performed today. And Azzi Fudd, we're going to get to her, but just outstanding.
We just saw Geno talking with Allison Feaster, who is Sarah Strong's mom. Allison Feaster was a part of that Harvard team that was the only and still only 16 seed to beat a 1 seed in the tournament. I talked with Sarah a couple of months ago, and we did a feature on her for College Game Day, just about the input she gets from her mom. And she said, you know, her and her dad, who also played at NC State, they do just enough. They talk to her when they need to. But we talked to Geno Auriemma, who, by the way, is on his way up here to the stage as we speak. And he said after their very first game back in November, that despite what people would believe, because Paige Bueckers is the face of this program, that their ceiling was contingent on Sarah Strong playing like one of the best players in the country, something he knew that she was. He told me a couple of months ago he needed her to be more assertive, to take control, to push more. And we saw that time and time again this tournament.
It's one thing to get the talent. It's another thing for that talent to deliver, especially as a freshman. When you think about this UConn program, you've got Diana, Sue, Tina, Stewie, Nafisa, the list goes on and on. Now you add Paige, but what I love about this program is no matter what, they find ways not only to win, but pass the baton.
And here he comes, Geno Auriemma. Oh, he's looking at the box score. He's
Come on,
coach. Get up here, coach. Come on, coach. Come on up here.
Can he hear us?
He wants to see the box score.
I've got
Am I going over there?
Yeah, right here. There we go. Geno Auriemma.
We got a box score for you, Coach.
We got a box score for you.
Coach, I got a box score for you. There you go.
We gave you the short chair and then put you next to Janae. That's not fair. There you go.
I need one of those wooden high chairs for old people.
Right, let me drop Janae's.
Okay, now we're on a level playing field. There we go.
Coach, you mentioned old people. I'm going to throw this out there because you already know all of the accolades. You already know that you're the winningest coach of all time. 12 tournament wins now, 12 championships. Did you know, just celebrated a birthday, fellow Aries, I see you right here, that you just became the oldest coach in men's or women's history to win a national championship. How do you feel about doing it for the septuagenarians, Coach?
That's what I'm talking about. You know why no one else has done it? None of them are dumb enough to coach this long.
You know, Coach, we were talking actually in our pregame show about how we feel like Paige has helped you move into this new wave of college basketball, because there are a lot of coaches that have been coaching for a long time, and with NIL and with everything changing, they've gotten out of it. How has Paige impacted you in the way you view coaching and how you view basketball today?
You know, I always admire Paige because her whole life has been the main thing. Like, I'm a basketball player. Everything that comes to me is because I'm a basketball player. She wasn't trying to be something that she wasn't. She wasn't trying to become a star in something else. She just wanted to be a basketball player. And the whole NIL thing, she did it the right way. She did it. I'm the best player in the country when I was a freshman, and everybody wants to be a part of me, and I'm okay with that. And I was like, you deserve it. You deserve everything that comes your way, because I knew she kept the main thing. And she's taught me, hey, you're going to have to.
Yep.
And I don't mind giving to people who care, maybe even more than I do, about what's going on in my program.
And Coach, the best players allow themselves to be coached the hardest. And we've seen that time and time again. But you've coached so many great players, so many Hall of Famers. What do you think Paige will most be remembered for?
How incredibly difficult her journey was. You know, we look at some of the other players that have played and won championships, and they all had a tough journey. Don't get me wrong, none of it was easy. But no one came, played in the bubble, played in front of no fans, half a season to a knee injury, a full season to a knee injury, teammates that can't play, so never showing up in the Final Four with enough people around her to be able to compliment what she has. And so to hang in there with all that and stay positive and stay motivated, to me, her journey's been the most incredible of any kid I've had.
You mentioned injuries. You mentioned complimentary players. Azzi Fudd has also had such a difficult journey in just trying to stay on the court. She's missed 50% of her games due to injury. To see her score 24 points and lead this team today, how did you feel watching her come alive?
You know, it's crazy when you think that, and she's missed that many games. As we were coming into the tournament, we said, Sarah is going to be fantastic. Paige is going to be fantastic. We're gonna win the national championship based on how Azzi Fudd plays. Because if you saw the first South Carolina game, she was the difference.
Yep.
Okay. Now you saw what we looked like in the Southern Cal game because she didn't play very well. Then she shows up against UCLA and then here, and she's just a difference maker, because now you can't just say, let's gang up on Paige. So it's like, I'm glad it came true for her, because her journey's been as crazy as Paige's.
Yeah, speaking of that, Coach, I was in your shoot-around, Azzi's freshman year, when you all were in the Final Four. And I remember you getting on Azzi because you were trying to break the press.
Oh,
You remember that? Or maybe it was to get to the Final Four.
Oh,
I don't
my
remember
God.
what it was. And Azzi was on the sidelines almost in tears.
I know.
How would you describe the way her belief in herself and her confidence and her ability to handle the pressure, how has that grown in Azzi? Because I remember watching it and remembering that baby is going to crumble.
Oh, yeah.
And she's done the opposite of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I looked at one of my coaches. I said, she ain't playing no more. We're not playing her in the national championship. Azzi Fudd, she put so much incredible pressure on herself that after her freshman year, I realized I was piling on. Like, I'm trying to be really hard on her, and she already is hard on herself.
Yeah.
So this year, she walked into my office, and she goes, how come you don't coach me like you coach Paige? I go, well, because I don't want to pile on. She goes, I can be coach hard too, you know. Like, almost like,
Yeah.
I'm not that freshman anymore.
Yep.
I've grown up.
And speaking of freshmen, you know, I got eliminated due to Stewie.
Yeah.
And Stewie went on a
Yeah.
tremendous UConn run,
Yeah.
4 championships.
Yeah.
Sarah's
Yeah.
a freshman and just won her first.
I know.
Her impact on the game, unbelievable. How would you
Unbelievable.
describe what she accomplished this year?
There are players that play 4 years and don't get as much done as she got done this year.
Yeah.
And I mean everywhere, like shooting the ball, handling the ball, finishing at the basket, 11 rebounds in the first half. There's not a part of the game where she doesn't dominate the game that night. I bet you she's over there with all the hoopla with Paige and Azzi. She's sitting over there going, what's so hard about this?
Yeah. It's easy. It's light work.
Coach, did you know that she scored over the course of the tournament the most points ever by a freshman?
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
114.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's incredible. Coach, I want to circle back to one thing you told Holly about how you felt like this team started to love each other
Yeah.
late in the season. You've coached so many teams. What were they doing for you to realize they loved each other before, when they liked each other versus when they loved each
Yeah.
other? What was the difference?
They wanted to win, and yet they wanted to win the way they were doing it every other year. And the freshmen didn't know any better. You know, Caitlin Chandler's a senior. She didn't know any better. Sarah didn't know any better. They go, okay, this is how we do it. And I'm trying to remind the older guys, you're going to get the exact same thing you've had unless we change something. But they didn't know how to, because you got really young guys who don't understand. Then you got older guys, and Paige is the only one, really. So it was like a mishmash of players out there. And after that Tennessee game, they came to practice, and it was like, you could tell by the look in her eyes, Coach, we're all in. And once they said we're all in and acted that way, I started treating them different.
I want to talk about that, the look in their eye, or sort of being able to portend what your team is capable of. Because you said it, Dawn said it before this game. Throw out that 29-point win you had in the regular season out the window, that this was going to be a grudge match. We saw it coming out in the first quarter. Was there a moment in this game that indicated to you that would end up in essentially the blowout fashion that it did?
No, there may have been a time when I thought, you know, we got up 15 and they scored, and then we went on a little bit of a run. And then I started to see that they had gotten a little bit away from their offense and just trying to get to the rim, get to the rim, get to the rim, you know, all that. And then we just started playing with even more confidence. Now, when we got up 20, I thought, yeah, this is
This is kind of nice.
This is nice.
kind of nice. Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Well, listen, a few years ago in Minneapolis, Dawn Staley ended your perfect streak of national championships, and today you just returned the favor. Congratulations, Coach, on your 12th national championship.
Wow.
Just incredible.
Well, I appreciate that. And look how far we've come. Look at you guys. And you're champions in your own right, right?
Thank you.
So
Thank
it's
you, Coach.
great to hang around with you guys.
Thank you.
Coach.
Same, Coach. Congratulations.
Congrats.
We're going to let you go
Thank you.
celebrate with your team, because we're going to
Thank
bring
you.
on that phenomenal freshman that you told me a few months ago that your ceiling was contingent on Sarah Strong playing like one of the best players in the country. And dang it, she did exactly that.
Oh, my God. You're bringing her out here. That'll last about 10 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we're going to, there's
Look at her.
she's standing
Look at
there
her.
with a
Few
mic.
words. Many buckets.
She's standing
few
there with a mic.
Words, yeah.
Yeah, come on up, Sarah. Come on up and join us. There we go. She's got the face. She loves it. Come stand wherever you want,
Okay,
man.
yeah.
You know, we just like to freestyle.
You gonna talk? I didn't even get a hug yet.
Oh.
Are you gonna talk?
Look at this.
Yeah.
Are you gonna
Come on,
talk?
please.
I will.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sarah,
Show them that
listen.
UConn education.
Sarah, we know
Hey.
that you are a woman of few words, but can you find a few to describe not only winning a national championship in your 40th career game, but the way that you did it?
I mean, I don't know how to feel right now. I'm just really, really proud of our team. I mean, we've worked so hard. I mean, our seniors have been through so much adversity, so just doing this all for them.
Sarah, Maya Moore is a player that you watched and that you loved watching. What does it mean for her to be here while you just win this championship?
I mean, it's crazy. It caught me off guard when I saw her. Yeah, I was just really shocked, just in awe, pretty much.
Your first ever Final Four, what is the moment or memory behind the scenes maybe that you take away and that you'll cherish?
I mean, just all the days. Oh, I'm sorry, that's too loud.
No, you're
good.
great.
Just all the days at practice. I mean, that coach was on us about the little things, and I feel like we did a really good job doing the little things on the court, so it just really paid off.
I want to check something out. I want you to listen to these numbers. If you don't know, I don't know how much you look at your numbers or the boxes or anything like that. Let's check out Sarah Strong, Fueled to Run, presented by Wendy's. First player in NCAA tournament history with 20 points, 60% or better shooting in the Elite Eight, semifinal, and championship in a single year. When I came up to Stores and talked to you a couple of months ago, Paige Bueckers, and the look on your face when I told you this was so telling. Paige Bueckers said, when it's all said and done, you are going to be on the Mount Rushmore of UConn players. After what you've just done, do you believe her, Sarah Strong?
I mean, I think it's a great compliment. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, just happy right now.
There are so many amazing players in UConn's history. It's absolutely incredible, and they all love different things about the game. What do you love the most about playing basketball?
I mean, I like the bonds. It's one big family out there. I mean, we all love each other. We do anything for each other. We're super close, so it just really shows on the court.
When you were getting subbed out for the final time, what was going through your head?
I was just, I don't know. I was just so happy, so proud of our team. Just so I can get on with the rest of my teammates.
Have you had a chance to talk to your mom and dad yet?
I did.
And then what'd they say?
I mean, my mom started tearing up, and my dad just saying he was super proud of me. And I just said thank you for always just being there and supporting me.
Was there a moment in the game when you felt settled in? Like, what were you feeling before it started, and then when did you feel like, all right, just basketball?
Yeah, I'll say the night before, last night, I was just really nervous. I couldn't really sleep.
Yep.
But I mean, we got here, we prayed. I mean, that all went away quick after we started warming up and just went away from the start.
I think it's just incredibly full circle. We were at College Game Day when it was UConn playing at South Carolina, and South Carolina spanked UConn, and the crowd started chanting, "We want Sarah."
I know.
We want. That could have been the opposite today. They did not want to see Sarah Strong. You choose UConn, and you win your freshman year, and you were such an incredible contributor. Sarah Strong,
Thank you.
You're a champion, baby. Can we get like the signature? We know you're not going to go crazy, but can we get like the signature, like Sarah Strong thumbs up?
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Oh, we got double thumbs up.
Okay, let's take a look at who's powering forward, presented by Nissan. UConn had to knock off 3 1 seeds to cut down the nets. USC, UCLA, and South Carolina. The Huskies are the 4th team all time with 3 wins versus 1 seeds in a single tournament. We are just getting started here on your post-game show. We are expected to be joined, as they have just cut down the net, by Paige Bueckers. We'll try to get Azzi Fudd up here as we react to UConn winning their 12th national championship. Stick around.
The NCAA Women's Championship postgame show is presented by Nissan. Power forward.
A reminder that the 29th annual WNBA draft is Monday, April 14th, ESPN and the app. Dallas Wings have the first pick. They're expected to select that guy's favorite player, Paige Bueckers. Remember that our coverage starts with WNBA Countdown with myself, Dre, and Shanae. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, and the draft will be after that. Should be a fantastic one. You saw Geno there cutting down the net. He just joined us here. Incredibly emotional when Paige came off for the last time, her final college game. And you take a look here the most career points in an NCAA tournament. Caitlin Clark, Shamika Holzclaw, Paige Bueckers sitting at third. More than Maya Moore and Brianna Stewart. As we get ready, Paige Bueckers is being mic'd up right now, and you see her there. And again, as she's about to make her way here, just a remarkable way. We kept saying that this could be a team of destiny, a team that in her final opportunity finally does that thing. Because what most people didn't want for someone of her illustrious career is to be on the Mount Rushmore of UConn greats that was unable to get that elusive championship because of injuries, because of so many other reasons. And she doesn't have to worry about that, as she is a champion.
I just love what she said post-game about staying true to who you are.
Yes.
It is a message of, for basketball players, for athletes, for anybody in any profession trying to pursue anything worth something. Staying true to who you are. Paige embodies that, and it's just so special. You know, I remember someone asked me a while back, they were like, who do you think's gonna win? And I said, it would be poetic if UConn won because of everything Paige has been through. But you don't win basketball games based on poetry.
Yeah.
You win basketball games based on your talent and your team. And UConn had the talent and team and leader to do it.
And here she is, you guys. Paige Bueckers joining us here. Let's go, Paige. Congrats. And we're joined by Azzi Fudd as well. You want to go over here, Azzi? Yeah, okay. Azzi snuck up on us.
Yeah, you guys can go here. That's perfect.
You're good.
Wow. I want to compare some of the full circle moments here. A few years ago in your hometown in Minneapolis, you played this very team in the national championship. And unlike what you are now, you were in the back watching South Carolina celebrate a championship. How does it feel to be on this end of it in your final college game?
Extremely rewarding. South Carolina is a great team. We just played an extremely great team. They've sustained a level of excellence that gets them back here every single year. They have a great coach and just a great discipline in the program. So to be able to win and be on the other side, it's meant everything to share this with the team, with everybody who's been involved, and the alums, the practice players, the GAs, the managers, everybody who's played a part in this. Just to be able to share that moment with them means everything.
You know, Azzi, we just had Geno up here, and we were talking about what you referenced about being so nervous last time you were playing in a national championship game, and he talked about how much you've grown. How much does this moment and the way you played and to do it with Paige, how much does that mean to you?
I truly don't even have words to describe just what this means, what this feels like. This group is so incredible. Just everything, especially this upperclassmen group, what we've been together, all just the adversity we've been through. So to have kind of like that full circle moment, it almost like, we knew, at least I knew, I could feel it, like this was going to happen, but it felt too good to be true. So to be here now with you guys, the confetti, like, I have no words.
Is this a safe space? Safe space, hopefully.
Yeah, always.
When you both were subbing out, Drea and I were crying.
Yeah, they were very, I'm always the one that cries. It was them.
We were crying because we're two athletes that dealt with injuries, and to see you guys realize that greatness delayed is not greatness denied. How do you inspire each other on your journey?
Well, we grew a lot in our faith as a team, as individuals, and believing God has a purpose and a reason for everything. And just the way we stuck to it, the way we have just this undying passion that regardless of whatever the circumstances were, we were going to get through it, and we were going to get through it together. And you're going through something with somebody, with a team, as individuals, we all went through something, but to be able to share that experience with each other coming back and having this feeling of triumph and resilience and just the overcoming, we've always felt like on the other side of a hard time is a huge blessing. We live that out.
I asked you a couple of months ago, Paige, that how would you compare the program you inherited to the program that you're leaving behind now for Sarah and for Azzi? And you said, it's always the same at UConn. You've got to return a banner to Gamble. And now that you've done that, and you're coming back, and Sarah's coming back, how do you feel about the future of UConn basketball, Azzi?
I feel great about it. I mean, I'm so excited to be here for another year, but especially after this, like, this team is incredible, and to have all the pieces still here, we've got a couple leaving. I will miss you a little, but to have all those pieces still here, I can't wait. And obviously the goal is going to be to run it back.
Yeah, that goal is to run it back. We can't wait. It's not like we're not going to see you in a week from now in New York at the WNBA draft. Get your celebrations in, get those fits ready. We will see you next week in New York. You're champion. You're champion. Thank you guys. Congratulations. Thank y'all so much. They are national champions for the 12th time. For Andrea Carter and Sinead Bumake, I'm Elle Duncan.